Okay. Hello, welcome to the Making podcast. I'm your host, Alex. For some reason, as I hit go live, it's decided that it didn't want Brad to be here for a minute. But I am joined tonight by my buddy Jonathan,
Hello.
aka Mr. Rabideau, Captain Kern, Mr. Howie Do It, and the
Yep.
heathen himself, Maker Millwright.
Hello, hello,
Uh,
hello.
Welcome everybody. Glad you guys could be here over in chat tonight. We got 3D Medic Vince. We've got Viper. We've got Rick, Mike, the Shrimp Father, or the Prawn Daddy. Is it the Prawn Daddy? It is the Prawn Daddy. The daddy of all prawns.
He upgraded.
Vince, Maker Viking. How's everybody doing tonight? Let me go over here. And I got yelled at last week because I didn't have the Twitch streams in the right category, and now I get to figure out how that's supposed to work. Settings,
Just chatting.
advanced. That's not it. Where do I change it at?
Let's see. Kyle, Lisa, Maker Viking, Mike. How y'all doing? Rick Moore.
Yes, I know where this horn's been.
Not sure I want to ask.
Where do I change the listing at? I found it last week on my phone.
You go up to the little pen at the top. It says Edit Stream, and then it'll ask you what category you're in.
Yes.
And then you select Just Chatting, or you type in Just Chatting.
Yes.
Just picturing that horn
I don't-
there.
I don't see that.
You need a refill? No.
You'll just have to make me a mod editor on your channel, and I'll fix it for you. But yeah, it should be a little thing up on the corner, but my Twitch is broken, so the only thing I'm seeing you on is on YouTube.
I'm like Stream Manager.
Yes. Go to your stream manager.
That's an odd thing to hear. My Twitch is broken. Usually when things are broken, they do Twitch.
Go to my Twitch.
It's actually worse. It doesn't even Twitch when it's broken. So yeah, it's not. It's actually the opposite.
Yeah. Is it like that 3D printed squid they featured on Maker World today? It just kind of sits there and waits.
Viper. I have one, two,
must have missed that one.
3, 4.
It's a squid
I
that
have
does not
6
look like
going
a squid.
right now.
I have 0 going right now, unfortunately.
I don't have a single printer rolling right now. It is too hot.
There's such thing as too hot. Oh, that's right. You don't have air conditioning.
That's right. It anything over about 28 here in the lab, the machines stop cooling correctly and fail. So I don't. Yeah, I don't.
28, 86 degrees Fahrenheit.
Thereabouts, yeah.
Yeah.
But remember, like, because my humidity is so high, I'm like at 50% humidity right now.
Yeah.
So once because I'm on the coast, when it gets too hot, the machines they don't function. They fail, or they give you weak lines, or you'll get all kinds of like humidity issues in the material itself. Because remember, you've got to dry, and that's hello everyone in chat.
I'm just going to say that if anybody is going to get Teslas to show up on stream, it's going to be this man right here.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see if we can get her in.
What's going on, brother?
Here, hold on. Let me text behind the scenes.
Somebody
Would
message her. Let her know Joe's
would you
here.
look at that basement wall though? It is so
That's nice,
even.
right? It's nice.
It is.
It is
And
nice.
it's
How's it going, man?
probably considerably cooler to print down there than it was in the garage.
Oh, it is. It stays about 68
Yeah.
down here.
Yeah, that's about the way mine is. It hangs out about 68 degrees, about 30% humidity.
Good evening, Bob.
Bob, welcome. Welcome.
It's a full house.
Yeah.
Just the
It's
cool
good.
kids.
I have no idea what I'm doing here with all this talent, honestly.
You definitely are not talking about me.
Yeah.
Basement dwellers unite, John says.
That's right.
Uh,
The only difference between me and my kids, I own the basement.
There it is. There it
down
is.
under, Nick. How's it going, guys? So, this week there's been a bit going on in the 3D printing world this week. Lots of drama. As you might have been able to tell by the title to the video,
You don't say.
Bondtech Index has managed to upset more people. Well, Bondtech with their index has managed to upset more people. Do any of you guys have that ordered?
No.
No, that's out of my range for right now.
If it would have stayed the original price, I probably would have.
Joe, do you have the index?
I don't
Do
know
you
what
have
you're
the
talking about.
index?
What's index?
Bondtech index?
No. So I'm kind of like Howie. It went up way outside of the price range that I was. It was already a little bit high for me,
It was.
and
It was
then
a little bit high.
when it jumped even more, then when you add the accessories and all the other things you need. Oh, and by the way, you still have no documentation on how to implement it, and then you probably need additional hardware and things to attach it to your machine. It just kind of stretched out of the range to the point where you can buy an entire other machine for the price that you would pay for a fully kitted out index.
Or if you go the Prusa route, where you gotta get a $1,200 machine to put a $1,200 tool changer on it, you could buy two or three.
Oh no, that's
machines.
you're thinking too small, Howie. You need a $2,000 machine. We need the Core 1L.
Well,
and then
I was going minimum price.
Oh, but since we're spilling the tea.
But honestly, the Core 1 really doesn't make sense to
No.
me anyway, with a 220.
You got to do it right.
What was it?
I'm watching my figure.
I think the problem runs. I don't think they're going to be able to make a hardened hot end for that. The index, the nozzle would have to be extended.
Uh-oh.
But that's the current talk, right?
He's and a Viking.
Nice. Yay.
Hey.
No, I think with index, if they find a way to bring it down in cost just a little bit, and once the documentation is out there and a little more flushed out, and other add-on kits or support kits start to make it out onto the market, I might be interested at that point. But right now, I can't really think of a reason why I would need index in the first place where Mad Max exists. And so really, I'm probably only combining like two materials at a time. And I have pretty much everything I need for a stealth changer already. So it just didn't make sense for me in my case.
And remember, the nice thing about Mad Max is it's really simple.
Yeah.
Like, it's simple.
There is
kind of.
There is somebody
that one down there is not doing
starting,
so well.
No.
There is somebody that's already starting on an index project for a printer for ants. So
good.
Phil said that there's never going to be documentation. It was a DIY option unless you went with Prusa.
Right. There won't be official documentation, but somebody will put something together.
I would argue that there should probably be some information on, hey, here's some basic clipper configs.
Yeah.
Here's how to flash the tool headboards.
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute
Here's
now.
like
They said they were
a
going to put
basic
out implementation.
documentation.
Yeah,
They
I have a
said they were going
feeling
to
they're
put out
working on it.
implementation for various printers, and they specifically named the SB08. But they said they were going to put out implementation for printers, at least
They
documents
did.
on it at one point.
Yeah.
But I think that's changed as far as on that, and I think they're going to make the community do it because just because they can, the community will do
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's one of the problems is we do.
yeah. That's why beta testing. That's why you get machines that aren't ready for market.
Yep.
And that not
Um,
only that, they're not ready for market. A lot of them are just out of alpha state and end up going to streamers or content creators, and then those content creators rag on them and then post that, and then the company loses face. Beta testing has gone the way of the dodo with Kickstarter. It's, how much do I want a Sovol mid? Absolutely. Am I going to buy a Sovol mid for 2K and it be not done? No. Am I going to buy the Cretality the K1M1 shredder and extruder for what is it, 1,500 or whatever? No.
Yeah.
I'm not beta test. They should be paying me to beta test, not the other way around.
I think the biggest problem is it won't when if you've seen the 3D Musketeer where he showed photos of it taken apart or the cover off of it.
I don't.
Opinion.
Everything he says has to be taken with a grain of salt now.
Well,
Because his whole job is to hate everything. That's his deal. So it's like,
well,
I don't.
Well, give me that. I'm talking about the photos he showed. The pictures of because when he took the top off, that's the first time I'd seen anybody actually post it. Now, granted, I actually have issues with the way he talks about things as far as blowing it way out of proportion and essentially having a bias. And I think anybody with a reasonable take will say he's got a bias. However, he showed photos of the way the induction system works and where the induction setup is, if you know how induction works. And I don't think there's enough room to put a hardened nozzle. That's the problem.
I looked at it and I was like, it has to be longer. Like that's the first. I just like it. It has to be longer.
It would have to be
Don't we
longer
all?
because at the bottom. The hardened nozzle is not going to heat up the same. So you're going to have issues. I don't think they're going to be able to make it a hardened nozzle. Now,
It's
I'm not
everything but Brewster.
Yeah.
Well, technically, the nozzle is hardened.
He hates Prusa.
It's just not hardened to the point where it's to our industry specs.
He doesn't hate Prusa.
Yeah, he does. Didn't you see that video? Oh, that guy hates everything.
Mad.
So what? His whole. I'm sorry, I didn't, Kern. I don't mean to override you here. I want to be very clear because more power to 3D Musketeer. More power to him. He's succeeding where I can't. He's doing excellent work. Good for him. His whole position in the 3D print CNC world, which I wish you'd do more CNC, is to hate every company as much as possible to outrage farm. Good on Grant. More power to him. I'm glad he's making some money. 2. The photos he took of that hot end assembly with the induction, induction, are incomplete. They're bad photos. It's in bad faith, and but I could say the same thing about every single induction hot end I've seen, and actually most hot ends that I've seen on market. They all should have longer nozzles on them. Every single one of them, so you can put high flows in them. Straight up, no argument. Think what you want to think, but and they all should, from market nowadays, all should be hardened. Right? It should come with the Rockwell hardening number, or the mole scale if you prefer. Whatever works for you. Any debate beyond that, where with lacking a standardization in tooling, is like comparing apples to oranges to grapes. You never really know what you're comparing. It's all fruit, but who knows what it is, right? So.
Well, as long as it's not lettuce, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
Now, I got a message saying that I wrote it down. That the INDX induction coils are CA glued in and have no like protective coating to them. I don't know how
Like,
true it is.
yeah, I was gonna say, is there? Can I see that? Can I see that?
Apparently, Grant said something about it in his video, and that's why it got messaged to me. I would be extremely concerned if that was the case. I really hope that there was some sort of miscommunication and misunderstanding, and that is not the case because CA glue does not stand up to heat, and normally induction coils are enclosed in some sort of housing.
Yeah.
I was disappointed when I saw pictures of the
Phil
one
has one, so he might be able to look at his and tell us, are the coils encased in anything or is it bare wire inside that tool head?
They're encased in sadness because we don't have them.
Yeah, because
Well,
I saw the
they would
coils
at
you're
a
talking
minimum.
about, but they have to be insulated
Yeah, I was going to say, at a
They have to
minimum,
be.
they'd have to be insulated.
because they're gonna catch
Maybe
fire if they don't.
they're like enamel coated.
Yeah,
You can actually a coil will work, not insulated technically. I mean, it long term it would be a problem. You're not wrong, Keegan,
JV
our
Weld.
maker.
Bill says
But
they're enamel coated.
Yeah,
I even enamel I wouldn't put next to the heat like that. Personally, I would at
depends on
least
the
put some
enamel,
heat.
but it
But
has to
again,
be because it'll short if it's not.
The wires absolutely do not have to be enclosed. Here's an induction coil right here. It's not exposed.
It also
well,
doesn't
There's an
produce heat.
induction coil in the phone. It's not there. It's not exposed. Got an induction cooktop thing. It's the coil's not exposed.
it may be
Most
security.
induction coils I've seen, even inside of something like that, are encased in like a black, like a rubberized plastic kind of thing.
They have to be, or they'll short.
It may have to be
But
shorted
yes,
to
the individual wires within that winding, just like a fan wire, are insulated from one another, I'm sure. But they would, they should
most
be.
of the time on an induction, you go all the way around. They're doing it in a half loop, so they may actually have issues getting the heat to transfer right, considering that they had to for the tool change. Now, is it impossible to do? No, there's all kinds of engineering, but to cheapen it and to make it for less money, they may have to have it closer to the item and get the heat there. Now, as far as would it work if they built it right and enclosed it? Yes, we can't argue with the engineering that you can enclose induction coils, but they may for the price because every thing of resistance you have to get more power.
Yeah,
Yeah. My concern though with it is that it's changing nozzles right in between that induction coil. And the insulation that's around those wires is not going to stand up to being hit very many times from somebody that didn't exactly get their it centered to exactly pick up in the right spot, or the nozzle tilted a little bit because it's printing fast and it vibrated. You wear that coating off of that metal on your induction coils, you're going to very quickly have a real big problem when it shorts against the nozzle that you're putting in there.
well, you're worried about a pinch point. Yeah, absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
did
You're
hear
not
that they
wrong.
are monitoring the amp draw on the coils as a safety, which makes me feel a little bit better than just strictly IR. Or
What, you don't want to burn your house down?
The National Electrical
no.
Safety Board says induction coils should almost always be insulated and covered.
Well, yes, they're not going to want you to put induction coils where you can touch the electricity in your house. I know it's low voltage typically, but it still puts heat out. They're going to want it enclosed on the National Safety Board. And I'm actually on your guys' side as far as it should be enclosed anyway. But I also understand that if you're building it cheap, sometimes that they cut corners. May
Sure.
not be
Yeah,
corners.
but man, for the price of that thing, there should be 0 corners to
Yeah, but
cut.
Yeah.
you know, you want to burn your house down because that's the easy way to burn your house down. Across that head, and then it faults. You think blowing a board is bad? You think cooking a hot end till the hot end can't cook anymore is bad? An induction coil is a ground fault short, which means it can burn where it's at, or it can burn all the way back into the machine, set the whole thing on fire.
Yeah, hopefully there's
You can
some
put a
sort of
fuse
fusible link or fuse involved.
So it could set that
Right.
transformer on, the internal and transformer on fire. Like, I
Uh,
looked at it, but the photos are
you're,
bad. I don't
you're not
necessarily.
wrong.
Sorry, go ahead.
So you're not wrong to
I
cut corners. They could have cut the fuse. I mean, you're not wrong. It's just we don't know. We don't actually know
Yeah,
those answers.
we don't know. Yeah.
And technically, even my thing on I think the nozzle would have to be hard or longer to put a hardened nozzle in there. I could be wrong. I don't. You're right. I don't have proper pictures, and I think everybody in the thing can agree that Grant likes to tell a story
Yeah.
more than he likes the engineering aspect.
Well, for the sake of everybody that spent money on them, I hope they're fabulous.
Me
Straight
too.
up.
yes.
I hope
I
they
I hope
kick
they
that.
work
major
great for the
ass.
people that bought them.
Yeah.
There's just some things that are just like red flags, right? And just like if you were going on to Tinder, uh, you might concern yourself with those red flags, right? No.
Listen, red flags are just as good as green flags. I don't know what you're complaining about, but I will say on this topic, I am sad I didn't go to the factory when I had the chance. I should have gone to the factory. I should have taken time and then looked at it. It's my fault, right? Because I had the time. They invited me. I should have gone. And now looking back at it, I'm like, man, I should have gone.
Yeah. I tell you what, as mad as the community is about it, if I was Joseph Prusa, the amount of fucking ire that I would have because, like it or not, Prusa's name's kind of gotten dragged along with this debacle. And oh boy, I would be mad.
Well, Prusa advertised the same thing they did, the hardened nozzles, some of the
Yeah,
stuff that
I
doesn't
don't
matter.
I don't know
Well,
how much. And okay, to be fair, I invited Prusa to come on tonight.
Oh, no.
I did invite them, give them the opportunity to come on and talk about their side of things. Uh, it's I don't know
Right now, there's
what time is it
dispute.
over that way, Maker Viking?
It's about 1:30 a.m.
Yeah, so it's the middle of the night for them.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that they've got their hands full dealing with a debacle. But I would definitely be very upset. I don't know how much input and say they had in on the stuff that was going on and how much they got blindsided by some of this stuff or, whatever. But how much separation there is between Bondtech and Russo on this particular situation. But
It would
man,
be
since
cool
you
to go out there and
since
go
you
on the
brought
record right now
yeah
on this.
yeah
They're best to keep their mouth shut and let because there's possibly going to be court cases.
Well, we'll see how it
and
levels out, right?
since you actually brought
There we are.
Bruce up, if you look at number 2 on the brief, there was a big incident that happened that didn't make the rounds in the community pretty much at all.
Hmm.
So the entire CAD for INDX got released
Whoopsie.
on
Oopsie.
accident.
Well, then it got pulled, and then somebody dropped a fork.
It got pulled, but it is now up on Maker World and a couple other places.
I bet it's not up on printables.
It is not up on printables. That's a good way to get yourself banned for life. So if anybody's interested, you can go look at the exact way this thing is designed.
interesting. But I don't want to spend all night on it. We're almost
Yeah.
at a half hour on this, and we're not
Well,
going to
that's why I
solve any
wanted to.
problems here. But it
Well,
definitely bear discussing. Um,
there's a
We
very
learned one
important
thing for
topic that's
sure.
come up.
We learned one thing for sure. Infomech has a Maker World account.
Well, in the show brief, I think the most important aspect that has come up in all of this, really, I do, is should Alex grow a mustache?
what?
Yep,
Yeah.
it's one of the most important comments on the brief. I think
Oh,
we should
yeah.
have a vote. I think we should have a vote. Should Alex grow a mustache?
I have a mustache.
No.
Like a real one.
A prop.
A
Exactly.
proper actual mustache.
None of this
A
goatee
real-
business.
Yeah.
None of my crappy beard business. No. A proper twirly evil mustache.
Yeah.
Joe
Uh,
agrees. Kill
so-
it. You're on board, right?
Oh,
You know
I'm
what?
always on board.
For charity,
There's
I'll
already
gladly have a
one
mustache.
There's already one family member at the family get-togethers who is also a 3D printing YouTube with a curly mustachio. So it would probably not be great.
And either way, you don't really have a mustache. You have a goatee, which is not the same thing.
Exactly.
All of it over here.
Yeah. Trim away all the excess and keep the middle.
I used to. That's what I used to do. But
And isn't there a rule, Joe? It can't go past the corner of your upper lip, I think, or something?
For me, yeah, like right here is where I'm at.
Yeah.
yeah,
But
you
I get
got
all the
same mustache
testosterone.
that my brother-in-law, who's in the Coast Guard, has.
Yeah. But on the flip side, I get all the testosterone injections I want. So
There you go.
I think it's
I
a
thought
good
that was a
trade.
Navy benefit.
No. Everybody.
Oh boy.
There's the one, Kern. You want to do the spotlight later, I assume. The other thing
Yeah,
that
we'll
comes
do
up.
that in a little bit.
The other thing that comes up that's really interesting to me, and probably not as many people, is the HeyGear. The HeyGear is very interesting to me. I think Viking might be into that. Bob might be into it, but I don't know if a lot of you guys are into that. I think it's really. I don't know who wants to start. Alex, if you want to lead that one or not, but the HeyGear one really interests me personally.
Didn't look this up. What is it, like the UV make printer? Because the last I knew, HeyGear
Yes.
was only doing like Formlabs resin printer ripoffs.
Yeah, so the HeyGears G1 is another UV printer, and it's a next gen printer actually, and the consumables are significantly cheaper than the UV make. From what they're touting anyway.
But is it like 4K anyways? Stuff like
Yes.
It's going all red.
that? So way above my league.
Dude, we dropped the joke earlier about the mid. That's out of my bracket, let alone a HeyGear. But I'm very
The
interested
UV make
in.
has a price drop or has one coming, doesn't it?
Yes.
That's the rumor.
They
Yeah.
do.
I think I'm gonna take a swing on the mid though.
Okay.
I think
I'm
so.
in debate.
Yeah,
I-
I'm on both sides. We'll see.
I want the full machine though. That's the problem, right? Everybody's always like, "Oh, why do you like INDX?" Well, the mid's going to show the power of INDX,
Yeah.
but
Ow.
you know, we talked about this weeks ago. Kern was very much like, "Yeah, but you're getting a skeletonized machine unless you buy the full kit." And I would like to see the full kit personally. There's a couple of things I'd like to see. I'd like to see the integration of TPU with ABS and PETG as a project. I'd like to see someone do that. And if you don't understand why, that's okay. If you do understand why, then you will also be looking forward to those three items together. You could swap the ABS for ASA, fine. But I want to see a PETG, TPU, ASA, or ABS build. I'd like to see that. And we'll see how clever people get, right?
The one that's got my attention, nobody's talking about. That's the FormBot Eclipse iQuax. You got two gantries, each one with two heads, and it's
that
about
was
like that light
interesting.
make. It's about like that light make, but it's not linear motors, which makes me feel better because, well, we've seen how linear motors end up already. They end up as closet decoration.
What'd you call it, Howard?
It's made by FormBot. I think the machine's called Eclipse, and it's IQEX. It's on their website.
Yeah.
I did
All right,
some looking up on that
Joe,
one, and it was interesting.
real quick, before you go ahead and throw money at the Kickstarter next week for um, the Soval, I would like you to channel past you to inform present you about the dangers of such
Oh, yeah.
things.
You're so mean. You're so
Absolutely
mean,
right.
dude.
However,
here's
the
the
other
thing.
one was not a Kickstarter.
Yeah.
You're so
Well,
mean.
here's the thing, though, man. It's Sobel, and
Yeah,
they'll
it's
eventually get it
Sobel,
right.
it's Kickstarter, and usually if it doesn't work out, sometimes you get your money back. There's a chance.
Eh.
Plus, you don't wait 18 months, so you can do chargebacks within 6 months. Like, there are a lot of other options.
The only thing that really worries me about that machine at all is the actual usable space of it because of the INDX part of it.
Right.
The usable space versus the physical space. It's like, how much of it can you reach and use?
In turn, the U1 Snapper Snapmaker U1 only uses 80% of his build plate. That's like everybody's gets super excited, but that multiple YouTubers have talked about it. They've even put it in the commercials.
No, there ain't one of them back there either.
Yeah. So like they've straight like people have straight up said, yeah, for 80% of the build plate, it's perfect. When you get to the outside, this would get a little weird. Now, I will point out that 2 years ago, I talked about the idea. I don't even know about the Explorer. I didn't know they were building one. I literally talked about this on my show. And yes, send me one.
Explorer.
Yeah, send it to me. Yes, please. I'll take one. Yep, maybe two. Yep. I don't care if it works well or not. Send it to me. 4 independent nozzles? Yes, please.
I think I called it Eclipse, but it's Explorer.
Yeah, it's the Explorer.
Yeah.
I dropped link in private chat. So if anyone wants to take a gander.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah. That is a heck of a machine. I don't know how well it's going to work. I don't care. That is really cool.
They just recently got firmware and slicer integration to where, they announced like, hey, we got it figured out. Do they have it figured out? I don't know. But they felt good enough to announce that they had it figured out.
Yep.
It's also bigger, and it's slightly more expensive than the mid.
Yep.
Phil, I'm interested to hear why.
However, that FormBot can do a pay in 4, brother.
The FormBot isn't closed.
I would be interested to hear Phil's explanation on that one too, considering who backs Soval.
Well, sorry? What? Hey, Bob and I have opinions on the backer behind Soval, and we still are interested.
Yeah. The FormBot, there's a user in my Discord that has one of those. The 4 tool head, it's 2 per gantry kind of thing.
Yeah. How's it working?
I asked him, and it is unknown at the time. Last I knew, he was the configs weren't there to get it all working right, and he was just going with INDX or like IDEX on it, just 2 instead of 4.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they offer an IDEX flavor as well, so you don't have to get all 4. You can go IDEX.
Yep. It's got something like 14 or 15 motors in it. It's got a lot going on.
Well, there's a lot of hardware too.
Better off. That's 2 IDEXs. Sometimes I think we're doing things just to do it, and there's no real benefit.
Yeah. Also that.
We do have a tendency of that in the maker community to do things because they're cool rather than because they're necessarily useful.
Dude, all I need is a Raspberry Pi and an excuse.
16 head self changer ring any bells?
I'm telling you though, the Index IDEX is the future. It has the highest compatibility of of modification and design of any machine ever. It doesn't matter if it's 4 heads or 8 heads. 4 heads gives you some really. IDEX has been the future for a long time. I know it's a huge debate with everybody. They disagree with me. That's fine. But having 2 heads that can process, that is very, very, very useful, whether people agree or not. So, and
I
like,
actually agree with the IDEX. What I'm saying is once we start to get to the 4 territory, the second
yeah,
gantry is just getting in the way. We're doing it because we can. The
yeah.
tool changer IDEX is more efficient,
Oh yeah,
cheaper, and more reasonable on the board.
yes.
It-
I
The rest of
here's a good reason to do a, uh index IDEX system. And for those that don't know what Ethan's talking about, it would be a two tool head printer where one of the tool heads swaps out, either in the U1 style or in the Bondtech index style, whatever the case may be. Um, Good reason for that is you only get so many cycles of attached tool, detached tool before stuff starts wearing out. And if you don't have to do that for every single color change, if you're Bob, you design a lot of models, right? Heathen, you do too, but I'm going to say Bob probably designs more that are designed specifically for multicolor
Oh yeah,
than you do,
100%,
right?
100%.
How many of those are a two color print?
Just before you get into that, I will point out though, if HeyGears sends me one of their resin machines, I could do color. I have a single extrusion color machine right now. I'm unwilling to do color profiles on single extrusion because it's a waste of time and money. Sorry, go ahead. I want to point that out because I want to do color.
this here is basically as close as I've gotten to a 2-color print because it's so large. Almost everything I do anymore has 4.
Okay.
Mhm.
Very, very rarely will I do a 2-color print anymore because everybody wants full color. I mean,
Yeah.
Yep.
Hmm.
uh, 3 at minimum, pretty much. I mean, like this, the goose that's going to be released with the T-Rex here. This is actually being released right now. This prints 4-color. So typically 3-color on the light end because that's what
But
sells.
even looking at that from here, and I could be wrong, but it looks like if you had a printer that was had an IDEX setup, it wouldn't be until you got to the T that you would actually have to do a tool head swap because you're only at black and green up till that point.
I am not the best one for that because you will get things like
Do you have the blue bear or the
this
blue?
here. The Blue Jay is just brutal. That's what I was actually looking for.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
Uh,
say.
the Blue Jay print. Can you grab one of those?
1600 tool changes.
Easy. I mean, that's just the Bluebird's just mean. That there is no good explanation for it. Let's see. I don't have any out.
All I'm going to say is there's 120 colors in a box of crayons. These printers got a ways to go.
Well, no, because listen, there's only one good one, and it's the green one, and they're blending colors. They're blending colors now, so.
I mean,
And I
but
think
even
8-color blending
even
is
three
okay.
colors, most of the way up.
Yeah, pigeon, my fave, my
Uh,
favorite one.
the Pigeon's 3 colors about, or till you get past the feet. The Blue Jay is 4 colors all the way up. That was just me.
Yeah, the
I
Blue
was
Jay's
doing,
1600 color changes.
as Liz kept saying, she wanted to see a Blue Jay, and I just decided to do a Blue Jay because of the hockey team. And I would not have released that expecting anybody to sell it. Now it's a beautiful print. I love it. We sold it. But that's just mean to your friend. That you all 4 colors every lane.
I abuse the
Now
crap out
here,
of my printers.
is a single
I
color
print all the
print all the way
colors.
because it's pieces. We actually blew it out because this thing is, we originally were designing this to do 2 foot tall. We ended up having to shrink it for filament reasons, but we didn't want to blow through all the filaments. So we had to
Yeah.
splice it up. Most of my prints, we don't do that because you have to assemble.
Well, that's why I didn't do the oversized Blue Jay, Bob. You remember. Because I was going to do the oversized 250% Blue Jay. But it was 1,600 changes in 3 days worth of processing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This works
Both
perfectly
of
into
them.
one of Cap's things that we were supposed to apparently start the show off with. Um, is
Somebody chose not to read the notes today, I see.
no, I read them. I used them to make the description for the podcast this morning.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I just decided, we'd start the podcast off with violence. Is full color, quote unquote, full color, multicolor, whatever you want to call it, becoming a workflow instead of a printer feature? Is it becoming
Yes.
something that people expect versus a selling point to your printer?
Yes.
Yes,
I think
but
it's
especially as we go more mainstream, people are going to be expecting multicolor.
But let's actually rephrase that. It depends on what you make. If you're making a battery holder, nobody cares. If you're
Correct.
making a
Yep.
toolbox organizer, nobody cares. Even a desk organizer, typically nobody cares. But if you're actually going to be selling keychains and fidgets and stuff that people actually buy at shows, and you're going to shows and selling stuff, and I know I'll get hate for this, but you're not going to sell toolbox organizers and fidgets at a craft show because you're going to spend an hour explaining it to make $1. And only a moron would buy it from you because they can make it themselves. Not because
Yep.
it's a bad product, because if to buy enough, they could buy a printer.
Yep.
So
Hue Forge.
Qforge is another one. If you're actually selling things, you need a multicolor printer. If you're selling things to the consumers, if you're selling brackets, functional prints, and if you get a market for it, it's a good market. You can't go to a craft show and sell functional prints. But if you get a market for it, a single color printer will do it.
I disagree. I think with how silly people are with what they print and what they make, I think that without a doubt, multicolor is now part of the system. I think whether it be color splicing in or AMS color swapping or tool swapping or the bridge now with the CYMK or whatever, it is without a doubt that is now the new thing. It's I've said myself, even on a dual head machine, I wish I was able to switch filament. And I don't really care about multicolor. But when you're presenting it to someone, when you're showing it to someone, that robot behind me, if he was 4-color, could you imagine? But the amount of time it takes on a dual head or that one's 400 mil tall, but on something like a 250, the amount of time, like we were talking about with your bird, the amount of time to make a 250 or 245 millimeter object in multicolor and the amount of material it would take, you're talking days. So
I'm not saying I would buy a single color machine and have it in my shop. I would do a multicolored machines because the price is low enough comparatively. Then you can do cool stuff too. But I'm saying if you actually have a market for brackets and a commercial market,
sure,
they're not going to pay for the multicolor prints. If you're printing desk organizers, and not in all cases, some people want the cute ones.
I
But
don't
if
know.
you're
Somebody
printing,
might want their company logo on said bracket.
And toolboxes used to come in 3 colors. How many? What do they come now? What, 15?
4.
Um,
they used to come in like one. I mean, weren't they all red at one point?
Yeah, but now they come in red, black, and brown.
Toolboxes come in like 50 different colors. Depends on where you buy them from.
That's my point, right? If the option exists, people will take it. And I think how do you do it? Was super on point. If I can get my logo on a custom piece of machinery, why would I not get my logo on a custom piece of machinery? Which I still think, without a doubt, it's like color printers, paper printers, right? That used to be a limited thing. Like when I was a boy,
Yeah,
we still
that's
had
what
the.
John Doe just said.
Is that what he said?
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. So the
I'm just
point is
saying that
made.
I wouldn't throw it out. You're right. I wouldn't buy a single color, but to say that the other printers are useless, I think we're
Oh
getting.
no. I agree with you. There's
Um,
always a purpose, but part of the
Again, this
flow
printer
now.
comes out. We see people say, "Well, I'm going to throw out all my bamboo printers and get U1s. I'm going to throw out, it's always the latest one." My bamboo printers outrun my U1.
Yeah.
They actually outprint. They print faster than the U1. They don't print
Well,
better, but they print.
look at
Uh,
Joel Telling. He swapped out all of his machines for Prusa only. Redid his whole lap. So it depends on your budget, depends on what you're doing. But without a doubt, multicolor is part of the workflow now. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Back in the
Depends on
day,
where you
I
can
had
get sponsored.
There's truth to that.
hmm
Thanks,
There's
Joe.
truth to that.
So helpful. Diane.
Yeah, I mean,
But it's
take
true.
it
That's a
away.
factor, right?
Yeah,
Like
no,
It
you,
is.
you're gonna go with the thing that is most cost effective for you. So if it's, if someone wants to, gift you or at least discount you for 50 machines, multicolor doesn't matter so much.
And that
exactly.
actually does matter more on the reviews and stuff than people think. They all act like their reviews are non-biased. If a guy's going to
Yeah.
get me $1,000 printer, I like that printer.
Yeah.
Damn good printer for the money. You
Yeah.
know?
I
Um,
still argue, I am still going to argue that somebody who paid money out of their own product pocket for the product and is reviewing it is just as biased, if not more so, than the person that has gotten that machine and 50 others before it for free.
And me.
Nothing is sponsored is free. I'd like to point that out. Just before we go down this
No,
rabbit
no,
hole, and
no.
I get slammed because what next? Somebody's gonna say Tinkercad, right? Like I get it. I'm getting slammed tonight. That's fair, but I will point out, right? But I do agree with you. It's like you buy a
There's,
machine because you like it.
yeah, and not just that, but you don't want to feel like you wasted your money when you buy something, right?
it's kind of like the Snap-on tool guy. There's some people, and I worked as an engineer and then a mechanic. I own a mechanic shop. There, I will also agree that Snap-on tools make some of the best tools on the market. I'm not, uh, that is a fact. However, not everybody needs Snap-on tools for every task. So that guy that says you have to, that's biased because he spent $10,000 in Snap-on tools when he could have went to, say, Harbor Freight, like a hammer's a hammer to a certain extent. So he could have
Mm-hmm.
went and bought one for $20 instead of $300.
I don't like your hammer reference because actually hammers aren't. Depends on how they're hardened, if they're case hardened, full hardened, or and depending on their surface tension. But that's like a steelworker guy thing because I hate chipping hammers.
Well,
That's a very very unique situation for me on that one. But for the average person, yeah.
we're speaking of the dead blows, either plastic hammers, shot.
Yeah.
A hammer's a hammer.
Yeah.
One of the dead blow shot filled hammers. Yes, the other ones break, but you can buy 50 of
Anything is a hammer if you want it to be.
them.
Yeah.
Um, I.
Yep. I mean, this pair of pliers could be a hammer if I want it to be.
Oh, you're just gonna lose my temper.
Oh, that you're talking
The electrician.
I just grabbed this any pair that was in there.
The electrician and the hammer's a broom. They just don't pick them up.
But
Just
no, I think you make a good point, Alex. But the one thing is you just have to agree that you have a bias. It's when you don't, right? It's when you don't say like. Other than that, who cares? Because you already know. You should already know if somebody's talking about it. There's a bias, right? And we were talking about outrage farmers earlier, so that they have a very clear bias to make outrage content. Who really knows what they think? right? And that's the end goal. So, no, Alex is a good point. You're going to buy something you like. Like, Ford guys buy Fords.
Mm-hmm.
Even though the Chev might be a better truck at some point, like, depending on the model, the engine, transmissions, whatever, it might be better. But a Ford guy's going to buy a Ford, and he's going to like a Ford, right? Chev guy's going to buy a Chev. Dodge guy's going to make a car accident and pay too much for repairs. You know, it is what it
Yeah,
is.
but the thing is, two of those guys are wrong.
They should all
See,
be buying
None
Toyotas.
of them
It's up to
bought
you to
a
figure out
Toyota
which two.
Tundra, so you know.
exactly.
Yeah.
Killing my boy. My boy.
But to
Um,
Alex's point, he's talking about if somebody spends money on something, they go through, they research, they make a decision, they buy it, they want to like it.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yep.
When you've spent money on something, how many of us have bought something without looking up any reviews on it and then go look up the reviews and only click on the ones about how good the product is and skip over anything that looks like it might tell you that you made a bad decision? Right?
Oh, we've all done it.
We've all
Yep.
done it.
You don't want to admit you flushed money at times.
Yeah.
Typically, if I'm looking at reviews afterwards, I've already thought I'm making a bad decision.
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
that's
Brad
fine. That's
admitted to it when he bought the
comparative
artillery.
nights all the time.
I absolutely did. Yeah, that machine started out good for about a week, and then it went downhill because that's about how long it took for that bed to
Yes,
turn into
that is true.
a
Normally, I
chili
do
bowl.
those.
I do
I tend
that
to go
if
straight to the batteries too.
I go straight
Whatever
to the
that
bad
is.
reviews if I'm looking at the reviews before I'm shelling out the cash.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly, Alex.
If I've already bought it, I'm in for a penny, in for a pound at this
Well,
point.
Well,
there's just some things that you want, you're going to buy regardless of whatever. So you're not going to research it. You're not going to try to find a different
well,
option. You're just going to get the thing that you want.
this is also where the whole Kickstarter thing comes in and the pre-sales and all that. There's nothing out there to speak of for a review at that point. You're just on a wing and a prayer. They're not out
Yep.
in the wild. You might have a couple of creators that got them. You know, maybe the creators are trustworthy, maybe they're not. Maybe they're biased, maybe they're not. You don't know. You don't know
Yeah.
until they're in the wild and living amongst us.
Well, you don't know until you got 1,000 hours on the thing.
Yep.
At least
That
you
and
gotta
I dog reviewers all the time because they're like, oh, I'm gonna unbox the thing. I'm like, what do I care if you unbox it? Like, it means nothing to me. It could be hammered garbage in a bag for all you know. 100 hours on a machine. I got. Ugh.
Who's this new guy?
I'm sorry.
Welcome, TGM, that guy
think-
makes to the
I think I'm going to go
podcast.
so that we uneven the boxes now.
Yeah, that's exactly why I'm going. I want to even box it.
TGM. For those that don't know, TGM is a member of the community, also doing some content creation himself. I
And
think
is
you have
echoing
an
badly.
echo, though.
Am I echoing?
Yeah.
You got
Oh,
splash.
give me a second. I don't know why, but I'll fix it.
But next up on the list, debate topic. Is the coming desktop 5-axis CNC wave real hardware or pre-launch marketing with an AI wrapper?
Mm.
I
What
didn't
do we
write
think?
this,
It
I
depends
did.
but
on. Listen, AI part is marketing BS. If you're looking at a 5-axis machine, they will work, except they will also be very expensive when they crash, and most people won't be able to program. That's my take on it. Also,
I
some of them,
agree.
because of the tool changers, are going to require custom bits, which means if that company doesn't survive, you're screwed.
Well, it's not bits. It'd be like collets and heads. But yes,
It is,
I want to
it
hear everybody else weigh in on this one before me because I have opinions.
So, in my research when I was writing this, I found out an interesting trend that actually Tool Guy Deed Market Watch, the place where I got this from, confirmed what I was looking at. All of these machines are exactly the same machine. They're the same machine with a different wrapper. So the
Well,
theory is right now is it's
a lot
one
of this
company
stuff.
throwing them all out there under an AI wrapper. under different company names in hopes that something's going to stick against the wall.
Also,
And they're
the
all going to
reason
be,
for
they're
that
all Kickstarters.
is
Every
it's
one of
a
them's a
hot
Kickstarter.
machine miniaturized. It is what has been currently out for 20 years and been working successfully. They shrank it. It's the machine is fine, and if they're all the same base, which just because it looks the same doesn't mean it is the same. Unfortunately, on parts when they're repairing them. But if they're all the same machine on the base, then it's one of them will probably survive. But with so many Kickstarters, when I did a search after you showed that, they're not all going to survive.
No.
So if you have to get a custom end mill, which is actually what Maker is pointing out, and I was wrong, but I was simplifying it too much. He is
Mhm.
right. If you have to get custom end mills because those had spacers locked in, because you have to Z height when you're doing 5-axis. So if you have to do custom pieces for that and you can't get them anymore, that what $4,000 machine's a paperweight.
Yeah.
You're
Mm-hmm.
done. You're not going to be able to produce it. You're not, you're done unless you got a one of those spares sitting over there to make the bits. Which means you don't need. If you so I think they're too risky for me to buy. Now other people can do whatever
I
they want.
Nice.
I think they are all too risky. Even if they were $1,500, they're risky. Because there's going to be ongoing maintenance issues, ongoing consumable issues.
Yes, we've
I
had
think
those
the
machines.
rule applies of don't buy a first generation product, right? Um, so I was just talking about this the other night with Brad, saying that I want to um, either at the end of the year or the beginning of next year pick up another printer, and I'd like to get a multi-tool head printer, like the U1 or whatever. But I am going to wait for whatever the next generation of them is. One, they'll probably be cheaper. Two, they'll probably be more consistent.
The
Um,
Creator 5 Pro with a built-in fire extinguisher.
yes. Um,
Ugh.
I realize that at that same time, the next new hotness for something else is going to be getting released at the same time. But I would rather buy the second generation of something than the first generation of something. Anybody who's bought the first generation of a new vehicle lineup knows how often you're going to spend the day sitting in the dealership waiting for a recall service.
the
Mhm.
1988 Chevrolet step-side pickup. They
Yeah.
made the rear brakes for that one and only year. So after that, good luck finding them. It was a whole crazy
Well,
expensive conversion kit.
and with these particular CNCs, what's even more bothersome is every single one of them has their own custom cam software.
Mm.
They're not compatible with anything else.
Somebody
At least
needs
Well, it wouldn't
somebody
be
they're
since
needs to
advertised that way.
sit down,
At least,
even
yeah.
if it is like the resin slicers, where you have to pay for a resin slicer if you want all the features and you want a good one. Um, but sit down and make a good software that'll run 5-axis machines. That's simple, stupid, easy to use, like a slicer, right? Something that I could download and I could be running my CNC by the end of the day. Um,
It's going to come, but not for the next 5 years.
yeah,
Mm.
that before any of these things actually get a foothold. That's why before when I said if I was going to get a CNC, it would be like one of the Carvera ones, right? Where
Yeah.
no, it's not the fanciest. No, it doesn't do everything. If but guess what? This guy's not smart enough to utilize uh, uh, a fucking Swiss mill if I got one. All right, like
Yeah, it's got a software suite with it.
I need something that lowers the
Mhm.
threshold to entry and makes it so that I can use it. I can do some basic stuff and I can learn along the way versus I have to take a 6-month college course to be able to use the thing that I just bought.
6 months. Good for you.
2 years. 2 years. Yeah, you just let me know when you guys get it all out, because I got something for you on all of this. So
Go.
Go.
you sure?
Swear shot.
Okay, so
Yeah, I want to
volume.
hear this before I leave.
Okay, volume, 100 mil cubed. So right off the bat, right? The volume significantly too small, especially for a 5-axis, because if you're milling anything of any size of volume, you want that volume because you're making something big. That's the whole point of the 5-axis, is you're getting to spots where you normally wouldn't get to. 2, Kern was like, oh well, they're all the same machine. They are not. They are probably made from very, very similar parts. They're probably separate companies. From what I'm seeing and the way the machines are laid out, because they're not identically laid out, the idea is that somebody over there, overseas, said, hey, we can make this. And then they went out to the other companies and said, okay, do you want these parts to make a machine to sell? And then 3 or 4 companies picked them up. 3. Alex was very correct. The software is all different. Not only that, but a CNC machinist course is a 2-year program, and that's what you need for 5-axis. Myself, I might be able to get away with it because I know a little bit, but it's quite a lot. And then 4, like Alex said, no standardized CAD CAM, no standardized output program available to every end user. So there's no Orca, there's no Cura, there's no nothing. It's all identical to the machines. So before any of this stuff can really succeed, particularly 5-axis, you need to standardize the slicing software, right? Like, for example, when I use Lubin on a Marlin-controlled mill to cut my stuff. And there is no choice in uphill or downhill milling. So if you know anything about milling, that's a big problem. Like a big, big problem. Particularly in soft stuff like aluminum. So this machine isn't even graded to cut aluminum. Most of them are graded the highest, and they don't tell you what quality brass they'll cut either, because there's actually some really hard copper and brass and bronze that get into sort of leveling up. They're heavy, that's why they're not used. That's why aluminum's used. So the thing that's going to set this back, no matter how cool this is without a standardization in machining technique and skill set. You're going to learn that machine, and like Bob says, if it sinks, you're out of luck. If the tooling is incorrect, if it say it's an ER11, call it. Well, the biggest you can get is 1/4 or 1/8 inch mill, right? 4 millimeter mill. That's the biggest you can go. And remember, you can only mill to the half the width of your shank. So you can mill to the full depth of it, so 4 millimeter per pass, but in my experience, even at 18,000 RPM, the machine can't cut pine, like construction pine, that's what they use for timber. Can't get back to that point. So if you're bogging down on your mill ends in just trying to surface or orientate, is that me? Is that audio me or somebody else? But the way it works out is, it's awesome. It's too small. Who knows about the mill sizes, because they're not being very clear when I looked. You don't know how many millimeters per second it's able to process at highest density material. And without any standardization in the software, it's going to be great until it's not, until it can't do what you want it to do. Oh well, we'll just vibe code some new software for it. Sure, but 5-axis with 100 mil cube, what are you gonna do with that?
Yeah.
You're better.
Real quick, I
Yeah.
want to go back and address a few comments made in chat. But first, I want to help out
Sorry.
TGM here. TGM, if you go into settings and you go into audio, there's an AI noise reduction button and an echo cancellation button. I would go ahead and tick both of those on and see if that helps you out there. And then I want to go back. John Doe said about the Carver is locking people in, so it will be a dodo in the future. So right now there is a barrier to entry to get into CNC, right?
Yep.
I could go out and I could buy $100,000 mill, and that thing will be more worthless to me than the Carvera is because
Yes.
I can't use it. Right? The learning curve is so steep that it knocks so many people out. Right? That's why we have 3D printers in our garages and not CNC mills in our garages. Right? Um, and the Carvera may lock you in, but it's going to give you an opportunity to learn. And then you sell that machine and you buy something else that is not so locked in and more feature capable. Once you've outgrown that machine, you grow into another one. Um, once you've learned the basics and stuff like that, I think that that is more where the CNC subtractive manufacturing is versus additive. There's no, right now, there's no open source but easy to use thing with CNC. You've either got
Yeah.
kind of a curated experience or you've got an apprenticeship and a career path,
Well, and
right?
remember, even in a CNC apprenticeship, you're going to have to learn that machine as well. Just, I'd like to point that out just before we get too crazy, because like there is a full CAD program for apprenticeships, 2 years, and then there are training courses for higher end manufacturing machines. Just like to point that out.
Hey,
Well,
Heathen,
I've worked on it with CNC mills
Yeah.
do me a
and
favor and check your DMs in Discord.
Okay.
that's why I don't think that you're going to be running Fusion on all of them. Am I going to say Fusion can't work on any of them? No, I'm not. I don't know any of this stuff, but you can lock it down to where Fusion won't work on that program or that machine. There are no standard. This is the only way you can build a CNC machine. It all, it's got to have all the axes the same. Everything's got to be configured the same. There is a programming standard, and that's why I say you can't vibe code CNC programs because AI hasn't done enough of it yet.
Yeah.
We all see these things where this scanner or this AI software generated this file, and if you look at the file, it's always a file that's out there. Yeah, of course the AI can do the file. It has the file, you know, and that's
Hmm.
why if you if you take a picture of somebody, you try to generate a STL of them, it doesn't work. But if you do a famous person that there's files out for, it works.
Yeah.
Yeah. Until,
Well,
until there is and maybe Fusion does this, maybe some of the free options for CAD and CAM stuff do this, but until you're able to, like you do in a slicer, where you go in and you say, okay, this is the build volume of my CNC, it's this many axes, these are where the axes are located. This is the material that I'm using. This is the spindle, the speed, the power of the spindle. This is, um, you know, this is all the information for the hardness and all that for the material. These are the cutting bits that I'm using. And it can go,
Oh,
okay,
shit.
well, I understand that you want to machine this benchy out of this
Sweet.
material with these bits, but you can't with the machine that you have. Or go, no, that bit's no good. You got to switch out for a different bit, the cut rate, or you can only remove this much material at a time for that based on what you have. Like until it is idiot proof, where it's taking the guesswork out of it and the experience required on the operator side, it's never going to be a prolific thing like 3D printers are. It just won't be.
Oh, we haven't
You're,
taken
there
the
are a lot
idiot
of
factor out of
differences.
the 3D printers yet.
Well, yeah, but the printers you're looking at, this is you got five main nozzle sizes that people use. Essentially, you've taken a lot of the slicing and simplified it more than what a CNC machine will do. Uh, you've got different size motors, different speeds, different all of. We can't run those machines without crashing in commercial shops.
Agreed.
It is not ready for home shops as far as eating. Can you do it? Yes. Will it be easy? No, because every CNC shop would not be paying somebody to program the CNCs. It would not be engineers doing it if it was easy. And even then, engineers don't do it. They have CAD guys do it now because
Yeah,
it's so
there's a
hard.
reason why it's a trade, right? Like I'm not trying to be smart. Like I'm not trying to be difficult here. I think you know me more than I want desktop milling to be a thing more than anybody does. But the overall issue that comes up is like it is what it is, right? And volume's going to be a problem. These all look like they're a clone of one, and it's a real skill set. Like 3D printing, like we talk about 3D printers, like they're headed towards the microwave. That's the end goal. But subtractive manufacturing, there's parts moving, and materials can still catch fire.
Yeah, I think if a few companies got it in their head that they wanted to make it
Oh yeah,
a thing where you go into your local Hobby Lobby and you're buying a 5-axis CNC, they can do it. Would it
yep.
happen tomorrow? No. Will it happen, by 2030? Probably not. Right? But
Well, not with that attitude.
You knew what I was gonna say.
I
Well,
mean,
look at the
it
Canva
should.
compared to a SaneSmart. The Canva, one of the biggest things, one of my biggest complaints about my machine, there's no zero set. So it doesn't have any idea where it's supposed to be or where the tool's supposed to be. Whereas the Canva can go, find its zero on the plate, know exactly where it's supposed to be, and these new machines are doing that too. But that is such a huge advance. And remember, desktop milling has been around 4 years. Like I don't know when SaneSmart started doing their machines, but that's like the SaneSmart was the first really accessible metal milling.
About 10 years ago.
Okay,
The
sure,
3018's been a long time.
sure. I'll agree to that. That's fine. But like the SaneSmart machines, they didn't even have probes until years later when someone like complained and they released somebody else released their own version of a probe. My machine doesn't have a probe. It's annoying.
But if you're going to get it
yeah,
standardized, you're going to have to buy bits from them because you're going to have
Yeah.
bits set for this speed
Right.
standard because you got feed distribution.
Length.
The joke on a mill is the mill is the cheap part. It's the tooling that is expensive, and most of that is end mills. You
Yep.
know that, what we would consider the cheap part of the mill, you've got so many for different applications and different grain cuts and different aspects because there is a grain in metal,
Yep.
realistically. So all of that has to be taken into consideration to where will it happen? Yes. Will it happen this year? No. Will I see it? Probably. You know, yeah, they'll have to probe, which none of those machines actually had a probe, and I would have thought,
The horse does. The X horse, it does. Yeah, it has a probe.
well, I missed that one then. But
Yeah,
it
no,
didn't
it's
look
fine.
like,
It's fine. It's just that was the first thing that popped out to me is it has a probe. So
Well, boys,
I'd
this is
be
what I'm gonna
pretty,
call it. I'm
Have a
gonna
good
head
one.
out.
Have a
So
love
I
you, brother.
appreciate y'all.
Joe, have a good one. Glad to see
Yeah,
you
man.
in
Have a
your
good one.
new house, and look forward to you getting back to streaming. Before you go, tell everybody where they can find you in case they've lived under a bridge or something like that.
You can find me on YouTube, same name, Killer Prince, or any of the social media, same handle. You can find me on Discord, same handle. I'm in all the common places, so not hard to find whatsoever. Just don't look for me in CNC milling Discords. I don't do any of that.
I'll see you in line at the Sobel store, buddy.
But yeah, hope to get back to it. Hope to get back to it here in early August. So that's literally like next week.
I
So
just want you to know that little printer behind you looks like you
this
could
guy,
make it into the Milo for Ant printer,
it kind of is, man. Let's
the
see if we
Milo
can
for
bring
Ant
this over
mill.
here.
I was wondering when you were going to show us.
I can, yeah. This is the one that lost its balls in the move.
Aw.
I know. Let's see if we can control this camera here. I don't have my streaming PC, so I'm literally on my Surface trying to make do the best I can, and it is struggling. All the kids are streaming and stuff, YouTube right now. But
Well,
You're
it's
the
this
one
little
probably
guy
guy,
that
dragged in the
bought
back of
that.
a U-Haul going across country.
yeah, yeah. So this one was actually in the car,
Oh.
and so a little more protected, but it did fall over, and the Z-axis is unsupported. So it
Ouch.
got a little messed up there. And yeah, so I need to find some 5 millimeter ball bearings, which I have. They're just in a box somewhere around here. Yeah, it kind of
What
looks like
is
a
that
little
little
mill.
printer?
Yeah, it's cute.
This
I
is
like
called
it.
the Antithesis Mark III.
You've talked about this before, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. My
So
memory's not the best.
it runs a tube compact, and then it has a BD sensor for bed leveling. This is all printed from Polymaker, high temp PLA, glass fiber.
For those that doubted that Joe was a cool guy, his owning of a tube compact can confirm that he is in the cool guy club.
Oh, yeah, this is one of
Yes.
two. I've got another one
He
kicking
own.
around.
Oh, so you're in the
Tell
really
Steven.
cool guy
Oh,
club.
Yeah, I forget what I'm
you
trying to
have
think.
two
Where do I have the other
unicorns.
one? I do. Yeah, I'm trying to think of where I have the other one installed. It's in something around here behind me. But yeah, that's what this one is. It's pretty cool. It uses up a lot of extra parts, right? So this is an LGX full size, way too heavy for modern day printers, especially when you have things like an Orbiter 2 and Sherpa Mini and that kind of thing. So the cool thing with this one is that the bed moves XY. So the bed moves this way, and the head just goes up and down. So you can have a really heavy tool head, crazy looking hot end fans, and a really heavy nozzle and hot end. Doesn't really matter. And then of course we got a Nighthawk tucked in the back for controlling everything. But yeah, it's pretty cool. So a
Jim,
3D print, yeah.
I think the guy that designed it was at 3D Printopia, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so they were at Rocky Mountain is where I first met them, 2 years ago? Because I didn't go this past year. And convinced him to release it and let me build one. And he was nice enough to do it. And then I built this one. I think it was like number 5 or 6. And then honestly, there's another one over here that I need to finish. Oh boy! But this one is a white one. Same kind of deal. The bed frame is carbon fiber though. So this is 3 millimeter, maybe 5 millimeter carbon fiber. And then all of the connection pieces are milled aluminum, just keeping it on topic here. So milled aluminum, bracketry down here is aluminum. So,
That's a
and
pretty cool
then,
little printer.
yeah, it's pretty
Are
nice.
those for
What
Nice.
kind of bed
All the
size
electronics. It's a 100 by 130. All the electronics go
Interesting.
underneath, and then you have an external power supply that just connects with a XT60.
Huh.
So,
I'm assuming the way this is
pretty cool.
head moving and printing,
Say it again.
just like a fast print on that, essentially by the way that the bed's designed and everything, controlling the Z the way you are. I'm assuming speed printing is what the purpose of that is.
The purpose of it is to use up extra hardware and have a different style of printer. So the bed is, it's Cartesian technically, but like people think it's Core XY because of the way that it moves. And it's
Well,
pretty small. It's a postcard size.
You have a bastard stepchild of both.
It can
Yeah, a
almost
little
give
bit.
you polar printing, right? You can almost do perfect circles on that. Almost. Yeah,
Almost.
because the way it moves. Yeah, that's cool,
Yeah.
man.
So
we should also get a lot faster than what a standard Core XY would do.
yeah, and then the wobbly salad fork is down there.
Yeah, that
that's
one's
so sad.
painful, man.
R.I.P. R.I.P.
Yeah, I gotta take it apart tomorrow when I get some time. I still need to get everything down here. Half of my stuff is still up in the garage, so I don't have my streaming PC. I literally just have this one camera, I've got nothing else. So that's why I was kind of on the fence whether or not I was going to be able to do this tonight.
Uh,
Appreciate you, brother.
uh,
No, of course.
Maker Viking, since you posted it, sir, um, you're not allowed to be tired of wrenching on printers because you still have a printer yet to release, sir.
I have several printers to finish. The thing is, though, yes, I am tired of wrenching on printers, but I
Yeah.
have way too much other stuff to do, like Tinker Atlas, CinderCAD, and probably
Yeah.
15, 20 other projects, coding projects. So, yeah,
And then
there's
that's
no time.
another one that's kind of different. That's a second SK Cube. It's a stainless steel bent frame, so no extrusions whatsoever. And it runs a volcano hot end. So
Nice.
it's old school. This is probably 4 or 5 years old. But chamber heater, PC panels, and it's belt, so tri-belted for leveling.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
What's its purpose? Like, is it designed for high temp?
High temp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
So
think,
before
right?
we had like chamber heaters and all the stuff that we have now, this one could go to ADC.
Yeah. You can just tell, right? Just the way it's built. What'd you think of building that one, by the way? Because that one, especially with a pre-built frame.
So it's not pre-built. It's bent, and then you still have to assemble it, right? So you still have to make sure it's square. It's just a lot tougher than extrusion, because those you can use squares and things. This one you literally have to measure to be able to make sure that it is square. What did I think about it? So it uses some old school mindset, how we used to build printers back in like 2016, 2015, those kinds of things. Yeah, how we used to build it with just everything being umbilical. There is no tool headboard. Again, it's still using a volcano nozzle, volcano hot end. It is Core XY, but it is unsupported on the motor end, so it's not double shear at all. 9mm belts. We're still using screws and bolts like lock nuts as idlers. What else? The motors, though, if you can see this, the Z motors are actually pretty cool. They are. Trying to turn this over a little bit here. Oops. The Z motors are. I don't even know how to. They're rotary. They're like NEMA 8s.
Really?
And it's a round body NEMA 8 times 3.
Wow, that's cool.
So it's
are
definitely
they mounted
unique.
on a cradle? Are they like on a cradle?
No,
on
it's
a square base.
It's just on the a panel here. See if I can zoom in at all. I don't have anything set up here, so we'll get you as tight as we can on this so that folks can actually see what we're talking about.
So they're like flange mounted.
If not, you can just throw pictures up on your.
No, it just uses. I could, yeah. It just uses printed parts to secure to the frame itself. So the frame is at a 90 degree this way.
Yeah,
and just
that's
into
what
the frame.
The red
There's
part is the printed part.
It's actually a
And
car
that's
fuse.
I love it. I love it.
It's like a bulb fuse.
But that red part is a base that's attached to the bottom, and the motor's attached to it. So that'd be a cradle.
Yeah, this here. Yeah, sure.
Cradle mount, not a flange. I got you.
And then just wired all the way around. 2
Looks
SSRs,
good,
one for the bed, and then one for the chamber heater. The bed is not secured.
That was from like 4 or 5 years ago, weren't they?
Yeah, it's wild. And then that's your backside there. So just an octopus, standard Raspberry Pi, another SSR for your chamber heater, and then again that big thick umbilical up top.
Yeah.
What was that one called? That printer?
Second SK Cube.
Oh, the second.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I think Canuck Creator built one on stream a while ago.
Did at one point, yeah.
Yeah. I was not streaming at the time I built this one. But yeah, it's a little bit of a tour of my unique things behind me.
I'm excited for you to come back.
Printers are like Pokemon. I just got to catch them all.
Right.
I just like different, man. Like Of course, I have my borons. My bamboos are over here printing right now, and the rat rig is pretty common as well. But I like different things. Like this antithesis, you don't see a lot of. Uh, Besides me and Canuck Creator, I think Modbot had built one as well. Besides
Yeah,
those three, I don't really know anyone else that has one of these.
so that was a kit you could order up and then build. Make
Yeah, I
printed
think you
parts and
still
assemble.
might be able to if you're really interested. But
Well, the high
um,
temperature chamber is kind of nice.
yeah, but I mean, you can add high temp to just about anything nowadays. Just get yourself one of these right here. Just get yourself one of these. It's a chamber heater that you can get on Amazon, and then a couple of fans.
Yep.
Comes in a kit. Make a
How
bracket,
much is
stick it
that?
on anything.
I'm
You
actually
can get this together for about $55.
I'm actually building one to go on my Trident, where I'll end up cutting a little hole out. Not a little hole. End up cutting a hole out
Stay
in the
still.
back panel, and I'm going to have a heater in just a printed duct, and then it comes back in to the inside of the chamber at the top, to where it's almost like an HVAC air handler with some safeties in it and like a sail
Yeah,
switch to verify
and I
and all
just
that
picked
fun
up
stuff.
from DK Supply. I just picked up some SLM fan ducts and mount. So you can go to those guys and get a kit that looks very similar to this, and then it'll give you some SLM parts that don't melt or any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's why I was adding in a sail switch, and I was going to put a current sensor on it on the fan just to
Hmm.
verify I had airflow in a couple of ways before it allows the heater to turn on,
Yeah, yeah,
so I
that's
don't
good.
melt anything.
So, cool, boys. I will jump off of here and let you guys have at it on the CNC machines. I don't know anything about that, but I do
We're
enjoy the
going to change
banter.
topic. We're going to
Love you,
change
brother.
topic.
Yeah.
Mhm. All right.
Have a good
We'll
one,
see y'all
man.
next week. Bye.
Be
Yes, sir.
safe.
Later.
Have a good one.
Later. All right.
He's got fun
Before we
toys.
get to our next topic, I just want to remind everybody to hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Follow over on Twitch. We are on Twitch and YouTube. So make sure you're subscribed and following on both, because yeah. Uh, and then on to the next topic on our list is the Infomec multi-tool head printer that I was somewhat interested in, and then
The
they
infamous
released
clone.
some Kickstarter information, and apparently it's going to be like $500 if you buy it through Kickstarter, which makes me go, this might not be a real thing.
Yeah, if it
Well,
is a
the
real
basic
thing, there's so
version's
many corners cut
250
that it looks like a
bucks.
basketball.
Yeah. Um, but when you see something, I'm not saying that this is the case, but it makes you feel like it might be an exit scam for these people at that price. Where
Well,
they're just going to
they're part
run a
of
Kickstarter
Flying
and
Bear,
then,
and Flying Bear's been around a long time, and they're fairly big in the desktop CNC world, but just not here. Infomec is the name they use here because Flying Bear can't sell here. Like, I don't know, embargoes, tariffs, that kind of jazz. So they're part of a bigger company, but at $500, I mean, I think somebody would get a machine, but are they going to get a usable machine?
yeah,
Well,
if it's a real machine, great. Who knows? Maybe it's the greatest printer ever, right? I I question what Elegoo said about the Centauri Carbon at $300, and turns out it's a real printer. I own one. It's a good printer.
Yeah,
I own one
Okay,
as
yep.
well.
uh,
Yeah, I got one
so
right here.
I am happily wrong about that situation, but
I
it
question
was
whether they
definitely a
will be
question.
sued and shut down before they actually send anything out.
So you think they're going to get sued and that project shut down?
I don't know if it'll get shut down, but I imagine that the moment they actually start producing graphics that actually show an actual printer and not a clone of an ADX5, because the graphics that they're showing don't show multiple tool heads. We all obviously can see that. The moment they show anything that looks like an index system, I have a feeling that Bondtech's lawyers are going to be all over that, and they're going to cause them all sorts of pain.
Yeah, but if it is a
it's
real printer,
international
I
law. I think
can
they'll-
guarantee you that it is not going to be inductive heating.
Oh no,
Other
we know
than
that.
just a
But
nozzle.
they've already threatened them already.
Well, I think they kind of went
You know,
around.
they've already made
everybody.
public threats against Infomec already. So,
That's fine.
you know,
It's an exit scam anyway.
it may be, we don't know. The thing is are you willing to toss your money at something on a Kickstarter where you're probably not going to get it back?
Yeah.
Not
That is
$500
definitely one I advise not to do. I advise not to do any Kickstarter. If you're going to listen to me on any of them, listen to me on this one.
So
I
here's
mean,
the deal
honestly,
with Kickstarter.
I mean, they all have risks. Look at the snapping turtle. Those guys had a good track record. They'd put things out. You know, if anybody was going to succeed, they were pretty likely to do it, but then they didn't.
Yeah, but
They're all
they
a
chose
risk.
to go out on their own for snapping turtle, where box turtle, it making sure that
and
product actually came to market.
here's the thing. If they can sell it for $500 on the Kickstarter, then they can sell it for $500 on the open market once it's released.
But they won't.
If
We
they
all
can
know.
justify that,
I don't know.
that means
I
they
mean,
can make money.
They've got a 4-color changer out there that's basically like the 85X. It was just a couple $100 when it came out. When the 85X was quite double that, and they kept it that price. And evidently, it had a couple of iterations. The ones that had the maker base boards, I guess, were pretty decent machines, but then they went to a cheaper board later, and that second generation was garbage because the boards were garbage.
So,
but they did it once dirt cheap.
This is just my opinion. Wait till it's out of the Kickstarter status and actually a marketed product in actually shipping.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you still want it, then buy it.
So the deal here that people keep forgetting, and it's very important because I do believe in Kickstarter. I do. Kickstarter.
I don't.
which is fine. That's fine. But literally, Kickstarter is to raise money to finish the product. That's what it's for. Which is why we've grown beyond that now, and we find it confusing because big companies will go there and use Kickstarter to advertise. Yes. Look at the J1, look at the U1, look at the K1. Look, there's plenty of 3D printers that have appeared on Kickstarter from big companies that already have the money to do it. But Kickstarter was for independent creators to be able to pre-sell, take that pre-sell development money, finish the product, and then go to market. That was the intention of Kickstarter from the very beginning. So when you go to Kickstarter and buy something, you must remember, you are not buying anything, you are buying futures. Just be very clear about that. Kickstarter has tried to change that, but that's what you're buying. You are buying
they
futures.
Have no interest. They have no interest in changing what they got going right now because they get a cut of what gets brought in. So,
that's right.
Mega company wants to advertise with us? Fantastic. Let's go.
Wow, how much money did they make off the U1, right? $8 million or whatever?
Higher success rate because those companies are just using them for hype. They already have the product done in most cases.
But Kickstarter was never originally designed for that. Kickstarter was for independent creators with like me, for example, like of no experience with development or sales, and just kicked it forward. Sorry, go ahead. What am I missing here? What are we looking at?
It was apparently the Infomec.
Yeah, JPP says the Impomec MX printing, not just an image. I believe that's the video he set up.
That's cool.
Ow.
Okay, so just looking at this real quick, there is clearly no like heater built into each of these nozzles, so it might be running inductive like the INDX.
It is. There's no way that that's not inductive. That's why they're throwing a fit. But here's the
And if that's
reality.
the case,
That's
there's a
old
lawsuit.
technology. Yeah,
Well,
there's going to be a lawsuit, but that is old technology. So you cannot have a patent on using inductive heat. Too many people are doing it.
Hey, Jerry, how you doing, buddy?
There has to be more to it.
Oh, I mean, it may be old technology, but it's still they're still going to file a lawsuit on it because they're going to claim that they own the copyrights to everything. So,
yeah,
just like they've done on everything so far,
they're
even though
trying to protect
everything is
themselves.
patent, but everything
They
that
could
they have is still patent
use of
pending.
it in a 3D printer, but they definitely can't patent inductive heating.
Yeah.
Well,
Uh,
they
No, they
can't.
can't.
They can't patent inductive heating in a 3D printer. There's no
Well, the
way.
only thing they could really patent is their extruder system on that, but even that's been done similarly.
Now,
Uh,
yeah, but we
didn't
don't know.
Stratasys do inductive heating 10 years ago?
Yes,
I think so.
they've done. Stratasys has done. They have like patents for all kinds of stuff because they just make
Yeah.
it and then never sell it.
Yeah.
Like that's what they
Well, nobody can
remember.
afford it.
FDM, they own the like they own the trademark to FDM.
That's a trademark, not a patent.
Yeah, but it still stands though, right? Like they have done a lot since the 80s, and everyone seems to forget that.
Yeah. Well, one of the
They are
biggest things
selling
is
it
trying
to
to block
not
competition via
Yep.
trademark and patent laws.
Gee, who else used to do that? His name started with an E.
Technically, Thomas Edison was a patent.
He
Yep.
was a patent
Bill
troll,
Gates
not
doesn't start-
technically.
Bill Gates doesn't
Yep.
start with an E.
Edison. Edison was a patent troll.
Yep.
Edison was actually the greatest patent troll of all time as of yet.
Yeah, he was not so much an inventor. He would go and see inventions and
Yep.
do the whole,
Everything
like you
that
said,
No,
patent troll.
He just
Edison
started in the patent
is,
office.
he stole from Nikola Tesla. So,
Well, not
Yeah,
just
pretty
Tesla.
much.
There was many other creators. Anyway,
well,
I didn't mean
yeah,
to drag
but
you off point. I just
anyway,
I-
yes.
when it comes to these sort of things, I just want to point out that technologies and we said earlier, a lot of these technologies have already pre-existed. They've already pre-existed. They will always pre-exist because someone made them up in like the 1800s. like this stuff is like old. Nothing is new. Nothing is new.
Oh,
I just want to point that out.
The best warriors do sometimes win. So
I think the
whether or
only
not they
thing
would
that
fight
hasn't been was how to make an elephant medium rare with electricity.
You're so mean. You're not
moving
wrong,
on
but
to the
still.
next one, we're going to discuss.
yeah.
We're going to discuss the Creality Pika, which is a little portable 3D scanner thing, to which I won a $250 coupon at Murph.
Well, off
And
its like
I thought,
$3,000 cost.
Yeah,
oh
just say
no,
there's your
I'm
down
sorry.
payment.
It was, I think it's
Rocky Mountain.
50%. I think it's 50% off. I won.
Yeah.
But at $700, that's still $350 that I have to shell out to. Which 50% off, let's just call it what it is. That means that I'm probably buying it for cost, and they are out nothing.
Probably cost
Yeah.
plus 20. I would think cost plus 20.
Just,
If because that's typical, right? I'm not trying to be negative. That's probably pretty typical.
yeah. And I'm glad that they were giving some stuff away, and I'm glad that
Yeah.
they were there. But
Yeah.
um,
Did they
I don't
give
know
away a
that.
PKO or just the other one? I know TechKeeper won a scanner from them at
What's
Murph.
that?
I know TechKeeper actually won a scanner from them at Murph. Did they give a Pico away as well, or just the other one?
They gave away a 50% off coupon, which I won. But I have to sign up for a Creality account and give them all my information and then buy it at 50% off. And that's still me giving them something. That's not them giving me anything.
Yeah, it's kind of a
Tell us how
kind of
you
horse
really
trading right
feel.
there.
I don't know.
I'm dying.
That would
I'm
just run
dying.
me the wrong way. That's not a giveaway.
They should have just given you the coupon, and you didn't win a coupon.
Yeah, just I don't know. I don't want to discourage companies from showing up to rep events, but and there's probably some cultural differences between Chinese expectations for giveaway things and U.S. companies for giveaways. We know Creality thinks you show off everybody's email address and docs everybody's fine, but
Whoa! Listen here. Listen. Don't lump me in with these animals. Don't be putting that. Don't be putting that on me. Sorry. Don't be putting
I
that
didn't
on
put
me.
that on you. I said
Yeah.
Creality.
Oh. But
Oh,
talking that trash when I'm in the room, I see how it is.
Oh, come on. We
but
already have
you
proof
know,
from you that you're not going to be Reality sponsor this week. Come on now, baby.
if in fact
Creality will not be sending me stuff. No.
if in fact the Pika actually works the way they said it does, it's actually a pretty good deal for a scanner.
It's
Yeah,
cool.
But let's
So
it's a
also be
cool
real.
scanner.
Reality is
It's cool.
It
a bad scanner.
it worked. They had one there and they were demoing it. It works. It's really cool. I have some ideas for things I can do with a scanner. I've got a couple projects that I'd like to do. You're at that old caddy that needs some parts made,
Car parts. Yep.
and it would be awesome to be able to scan them and model them because they're Cadillac's not releasing a repo of stuff for a 27-year-old car. It's a printables. Um,
Only 27 years. That's it. That's still new.
yeah,
Literally a
all
classic
except
car
the
in
fuel
Canada.
pump. All except the fuel pump. Um, uh, but yeah, so I would love to try it out. I'd like to try any of the scanners out. Like I said, I got projects for it, but I don't know. Then moving on, we've got the Sunlu AMS light uh, heater filament dryer thing, which is for the bamboo AMS light.
Yeah,
I
I think
think
they're
that
a
would
day
have
late
been
in the college
really
for
relevant
that.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
LG launches the H1 high temperature filament dryer. The guy who made
this one's
these
actually
notes
pretty interesting.
really likes his filament dryers. I'm just going to say.
Hey, hey, so we went through a round of recent filament dryers. I don't know what the deal is, but it's been the war of filament dryers for the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Well, that's because they all copy each
So,
other. So one of them's
Yeah.
like, "Hey, I'm gonna make a filament dryer," and then all the rest of them are like,
but
"Oh, we're gonna make your
this
filament
one is
dryer too."
actually the Elegoo one is actually pretty interesting because it dries at 80C.
It
I'm sorry, but
85.
85C does not constitute high tech filament dryer. They constitute
120 would.
In the
120
hobby
would.
world, though,
120.
that's pretty
Yeah.
warm.
well, I mean,
Peak pack. 120.
So
I mean,
in the
Yeah,
in
but
the
who's doing
consumer
peak and
in
tech
the
in the hobby
in
world?
consumer land, that's high temp.
yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, it's the same
In
temperature as the bamboo AMS HT.
See,
I
I
mean you
would
gotta
call
do
that the Elegoo.
70C to do
Elegoo H1
or 80.
marginally warmer
Like the
filament
nylon
dryer.
likes 80.
Marginally warmer.
Well, like nylon likes 80, so it's good if you're running nylon. Like I get it, makes sense.
Yeah.
It's just there's still no weight sensor in it.
Well, it is only marginally warmer because Sunlu's got one that goes to 80. So, and theirs goes to 85.
There's still no what do they call it, Brad? The wire runner. You know what I'm talking about? It measures the length.
No. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
They still haven't incorporated
I have not
those.
used that.
They're still not running plus 100 degree, so you can't anneal in it. So it's, they're good, but they don't count the length of material that come out of them. They don't count weight, so you know how much humidity is actually coming out of the product. And they're not split chamber. So without them being split chamber, you have to run everything at the same temperature. And if you're running multiple material, you're not running, you're drying at different temperatures. You don't want to dry PLA at 80.
John Doe's got a good point there, too. He's like, they don't do 120 because some noob would put PLA in that temp and leave it overnight and have a puddle of goo.
That's just where I was getting to. Yep, John, you read my mind. You got to stay on my mind, John.
I understand that, but here's a wild idea.
Tachometer. Thank you, John.
Wild idea. If you're going to release a product called a high temperature dryer, right? There's some expectation there that it is not the normal dryer, it's the high temperature dryer that gets hot, right? And maybe, just maybe, build it out of a material that it doesn't matter if you started a fucking bonfire in it, it's going to be perfectly fine, okay?
Because
just a wild idea,
dryer.
right? We all own ovens. They're in our houses. Ovens are built to be able to have and contain a fire within them for a given amount of time. Obviously, like if you take and continue to feed a fire that's in it, it's going to melt down. But
there
they are
are
made
people
to
who anneal in ovens, like regular 240 ovens, dude. They anneal in them. So no, you are correct. It gets hot and it can stay hot. Yeah.
It's a tightrope act because, oh man, this thing doesn't have enough options. Oh, $500. Jesus Christ. What's wrong with these people?
Well, we still haven't seen the toaster oven version.
Let's put this.
Yeah, West 3D has their toaster oven version thing that's and I can't remember. I think it's just under 200, and a toaster oven is going to be fine for a little while. Yeah. If something catches on fire in it, it's going to be.
Let's put this into perspective. If you're printing filaments that cost $200-300 a roll
or more,
and you're bitching about a $70-80 dryer, you have your entire priorities completely messed up. You need to be spending $1,200 on your dryer.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I don't have a problem with an 85C dryer, but that's not high temp. That's the temperature that every dryer should get to. A high temperature dryer
should be buying
is something
a
$1,200
dryer.
But the reality is,
advertising would sound
on the flashy things, not the needed things in most fields. You'll see, people pulling up with
these
trucks and tools on all kinds of contractors. Come on now.
Yeah. And these companies, some of them, they go a little bit overboard on the whole high temperature, the whole marketing stuff.
Sure.
I love it.
Yeah. You need a dryer called Tepid. God.
That is what most of them are. I'm sorry.
We need a moist dryer.
But speaking of something, we bypassed something early in the show, and I've got to ask this. Who asked for another high temperature PLA?
Hey.
Which one of you people in chat did this?
It's that dude on 3rd Street.
Blame this Kern guy.
I don't know. So we're talking about the Polymaker this week released another high temperature PLA, HT PLA Pro. I haven't looked into it enough to know what the difference is between their regular high temp PLA and their high temp PLA Pro. I don't know. I can't make a statement on it. Maybe it has some specific use cases. But it was kind of funny because Nicholas posted, everybody's been asking for it, so now you've got it. And I was just like, who?
It was voted
I want
number
to know
one by
which
its
one
mother.
of you people. I want to know which one of you people asked for this because I didn't do it.
I didn't do it.
And I'm just going to say this: if you need something that much more high temperature, use ASA. Just saying.
You know why, right? Like I can explain to you why it exists. It's the same reason why the ABS has 3 tiers as well. It's easy. PLA has a function. It is a very popular product, and adding a high temp ability, because some of you guys are hitting 110 degrees Fahrenheit lately, or 44? Is that what we're talking about lately the other day? And the material's just breaking down, getting soft and collapsing. Well,
no, I get that, but they already had a high temp, is what I was saying,
and it works good.
Multiple high temps.
Yeah, it does.
And now we have high temp Pro.
It's because
high temp Pro.
It's because they're improving their chemical engineering on the back end.
Well, next year is going to be high temp max.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, look at the ABS, right? There's ABS, ABS Pro, and ABS Max. Sure. I understand where you guys are like, well, why? That I get. Like, I get that. But if they can do it on the chemical engineering side, and then they can find out which one sells the best for them, because they can end a line like that tomorrow, right? Because it depends on what infill product they're choosing to use. But remember, people love the accessibility of PLA compared to ABS and ASA.
Hey,
and if they can phase out those lines, because remember, people don't like the off-gassing of ABS. Not everyone can print. Exactly.
I understand that. I keep wondering, but the question is everybody was asking for it, and I don't know anybody who was asking for a Pro version. We already had a really good high temp PLA product.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got a question here. Kevin, if anybody is in chat, Liz, Kevin, and you guys want to come on and explain this product, because we haven't done the research on it, so we're kind of just commenting, haha, that was kind of funny, the announcement.
We're yapping.
If it's stronger, I'd like to know in what way. I'm not arguing that high temp PLA is useful. I just didn't understand high temp PLA was like what, layer adhesion wise, Kevin?
Really?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
All that.
It also shattered.
Okay. It's.
I admittedly I only bought one roll of it, and it seemed to do pretty well for what I used it for, but
I didn't test it too much. I haven't printed with it yet.
It's good. It just depends on what you're using it for. The
I
infill
like this
product
Chad guy. He's hilarious. Chad, I hope you subscribe and come back next week, because you are hilarious.
You must.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kevin says you couldn't use it for like flexies and stuff. So that sounds like it's probably
really? That's interesting.
The infill product.
Okay, that makes sense. It was just a weird marketing announcement, and I'm gonna be fair. I don't have enough to. I did it first. I loved the Polymaker Discord when it first launched. First day in that Discord was phenomenal. But and it still is. I love the Polymaker Discord. It's just when you run a channel and you run your own Discord, the amount of time you get to spend in other Discords is limited. But
at least they didn't slap an emoji on the box and put it
You
back
guys,
out as the same.
you
as a
you
new
guys know that
product.
every time they get a product, they'll run a line of it, test it, send it out, have people enjoy it, and then when there's an issue with it, they go back to it. For example, with COPE, there's a new COPE coming. There's new glow in the darks coming. Like I can't talk too much about it, but like the general adhesion issue is one of the biggest concerns with Polymaker. And then like they were showing the whole reason why HTPLA was invented was because other companies had already done it, like Protopasta, and they were, you know, the annealing process allows you a great amount into it, but again, it either gets too rigid, where it becomes brittle on twist, or it's shock sensitive. Like PLA should deform before shattering, right? Yeah. You put
It's
it as soon
actually
as you,
one of the worst at that, though. PLA
Yeah,
in
you-
general is one of the worst at
I
deforming before breaking.
I did not realize that HTPLA had those issues.
I didn't either.
that's why you have
Also
to.
a
That's
little
why you have
salted
to
because
anneal
I
it.
just bought a thing of HTPLA.
Yeah, but it'll be fine. Like if you use it, like for example, like one of the prime
It's
things that
going in
I
a
was.
blaster, so we will definitely find out. How it's
You're not gonna
Oh.
like that. Make sure you anneal it.
It's
Like when you
gonna
do it, anneal it.
explode.
Well,
Yeah.
it'll probably
all the
crack.
priming
It's
equipment
for
has
the purpose of experimentation.
Yeah.
Polymaker
So like
provided it knowing that it was for the purpose of experimentation.
when I talked to them about it, one of the big things I was like, hey, it'll be nice for making deck furniture. It'll be nice for making planters. Because and like I agree, not everybody has a chamber, not everybody has air ventilation. So when you're like, why don't you use ASA or ABS? That's the reason. The product came out, and the one thing they even showed, it had a higher heat resistance when the first run of it came out against the ABS, because the ABS did warp. So
patio
you know,
furniture. You got your orange storm back there somewhere.
I got a 400, right? But that's kind of the idea. Like I got a 400, so you can actually make a kit built furniture. It just they never came to me with the project after I talked to them about it, right? I said this is what we should do with it.
I have an example. Fenrir Corix Y. I tried to make it in just 3 main pieces. Did that first, and that works well for PLA in regards to no warping. But trying to do that with no warping for those large parts on ABS and ASA, basically impossible, or at least really hard, even in a heated chamber.
Yep.
I did try. I have a +4.
It's big flat stuff. Big flat stuff warps and deforms. That's we talk about, like any designer will tell you that right off the bat. That's why we cut holes and stuff.
Yeah, so I tried splitting it up, but then HTPLA came out, and I thought, let's try to make the big parts again in that instead. And so far it seems to work fine, but I haven't finished the printer yet, so I don't know how it will work in practice when it's heating up and all that.
But look at the Rook too, right? Like that's what, like Kenrod.
Yeah.
Right? Because the two of you build machines, and that's where it is, and it's an alternate to ABS or PETG, because one of the things that they were talking about when they did the comparison, because PETG, depending on how you make it, like extrude it, it can be springy, it can be rigid.
Yeah.
But it anneals.
Ouch.
And it softens over time.
Yeah, so I need to test more, and in regards to Fenrir again, and Sindricad, that's part of the reason I'm making Sindricad, because I have no option that's free now, that's good to work on models.
Oh, really?
In Linux, yeah, I converted to Linux last year.
Oh, brutal.
Yeah, so I have started working on a tool to convert F3D to Sindri files instead. Not finished, and it won't be included as part of Sindricad, because that might become some issues with Autodesk and all that.
Yeah.
Since I reversed engineered the file, so but yeah, it might get released somewhere else. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, so HTPLA looks like a good option for Fenrir at the moment, but I need to test.
Yeah.
Have time for that.
And next up, Lone Star 3D Expo canceled.
Heartbreaking.
It's
I'm
a
heartbroken.
vet.
Dead as a doornail.
I hate the fact that it happened. I feel bad for those that had made travel arrangements, planned to attend. We're looking forward to it. Um, and that I worry what this means about some other events. I know that 3D Printopia struggling with some stuff with due to the cost put on vendors, um, and with the uncertainty moving forward with Murph. It's as much as I like Rocky Mountain, I do not want it to be the only event in the States.
Mhm.
I mean, I can agree with that. We need more than one, but if things continue, it may be the only one for at least a year or two.
Well, there's
Only
still
got to have
If we
one.
were
Orlando.
going
Better
to
make it a
only have
banger.
one, if we were only going to have one, I think it should be Murph because it's a nice middle ground. It's right next to me.
It's right next
That's
to
not
you.
middle
Wow. Okay.
ground. Colorado's middle ground, my guy. Jeez.
It's not. I meant middle ground as far as location near me. Uh, Murph is definitely the funnest one. Uh,
Yes.
uh,
Murph
and
was a lot.
it's the OG. I would have went with that one. Um, but no,
Oh.
they're all fun. I've been to Rocky Mountain, Murph, and 3D Printopia. They're all fun events. They're all different in their own way. Um, it looks like we might be down to the makers meetups here in the garage and Rocky Mountain if things keep going this way.
Yeah,
Um,
unfortunately.
Well, you guys let me
yeah.
know when you want to come up to Vancouver. We'll arrange something.
Did you say you were holding an event?
I could get some stuff arranged if people come up. We can hang out in the parking lot.
It'll be a hot. My son wants me to come visit, so it'll be a hop, skip, and a jump.
Now,
uh,
because he hasn't said anything this entire show, we're going to get TGM's opinion on
Uh-oh.
this.
Uh-oh. Never good.
What do you think, sir? Have you been to any of the events?
Only 3D Printopia, like 2 years, I think. The last two, I
You
think.
just last year?
Yeah. Or no, last 2 years, I think. I'm gonna
Oh,
try and go this year.
yeah. It's probably the closest and easiest for you to get to.
It is, yeah. It's only been like an hour and a half away. It still is going to Philly. So
Yeah.
I can't afford flying somewhere or anything like that.
oh, me neither, brother. Me neither. I feel you, but you can always find a place.
Uh-huh.
Because it is so close, okay? Everybody's going to have to forgive me for this one. Because it is so close. If you have not been to Lancaster, Pennsylvania, you should definitely take a day to go over there. It's Amish country, Pennsylvania.
It's
Lots
the
of great
most boring
shops.
place ever.
Stop in for lunch at Pizza City in downtown Lancaster. Um, a very good friend of mine owns it, and tell him that I sent you. Uh, fantastic pizza.
All right, I'll have to stop in there. I don't think I've ever been there.
But
Lovely.
we are here at the end of the show. Make sure you hit like, subscribe. Make sure you check out.
We got one more thing to announce.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
We got one more thing to announce. So, if you guys don't know, last year I was invited to do an event called Stand Up Builders, and this year I'm doing it again. It is an event for raising money for Stand Up to Cancer. And Liz in chat actually was the one to invite me. And I'm doing it again this year. And she's doing it again this year. And there's a couple other people in our community that are doing it, I believe. And it starts August 5th through the 15th. And we're going to be doing a lot of streaming during that time. And I hope you guys will show up in mass in both Liz's and my streams, and everybody else that's going to be contributing and showing your support for. It's a really good cause. So
It
it's going to be a
is.
great time.
Nobody asked me to join,
yes,
but I'm going to
well, I
donate
did.
to the. I'm going to donate a prize. So.
And I got some really good giveaways this year. Really, really good ones. So yeah, be there. And it's still open too.
But yeah, make sure you are subscribed for Captain for the Stand Up to Cancer event, which starts August 4th. That's what you said, right?
August
The 4th
5th.
of August?
5th.
August 5th. Okay.
Hear me.
Make sure you're subscribed and following Build Overbot on Printables Things, YouTube, Twitch. Same with TGM, the Free Heathen Workshop. If you're looking for Maker Millwright, make sure you are typing in the Free Heathen Workshop.
Tinker Atlas, Maker Viking.
Yeah, check out Tinker Atlas. Maker Viking, are you doing any of your Twitch streams anymore?
I am planning to get back to it. I need to test out MakerDraw. Yeah, for instance. I've been having issues with my camera. It has been okay on this stream, but it overheats, so I need to get a new camera. Yeah, I've seen some of the green flashes that it does, but sometimes it just overheats and yeah, it's messed up. But yeah, I'll be back streaming soon, for sure.
Awesome. And then make sure you come hang out on the Discord. I don't know if the link's in the description today because I was character limited. But you can catch up with most of us hanging out over there in chat. Brad, aka How We Do It, and Jonathan, part of the Rugrats crew over there, along with Cap, all repping some merch. You can check out the Fourth Wall store for that. Outside of that, guys, have a great weekend. I will be streaming tomorrow. There's a new stream schedule. I'm going to do my best to stick to it. Doing streams Wednesdays, Saturdays, and then the podcast on Fridays. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll catch you all later. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye bye.